there, and welcome to the Fearless Artist Podcast, where we empower classical musicians to build their own thriving careers. I'm your host, Michelle Lynne, and together with Deanna Petre, we teach artists to conquer the entrepreneurial side of their careers and create the futures they want. We are two freelance classical musicians who have lived and worked in Europe for a decade, and together we started the Fearless Artist Mastermind, a coaching company created to teach classical musicians how to overcome fear and take action on building their dream careers. In each episode, we will explore the intersection of artistry and entrepreneurship, teaching you the fearless mindset with practical steps and strategies to build a sustainable career. Get ready to build your own artistic brand, find a supportive community of musicians so that you don't have to figure out everything alone, and earn a living that you deserve. We believe that you can be a thriving artist and not a starving one, and we are redefining what it means to be a classical musician in the modern era. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Fearless Artist Podcast. I am your host, Michelle Lynne, and right now I'm very happy to have my great friend, Chloe Weston on. Chloe, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. It's truly an honor to be here. I listen to it all the time.
That's true.
And so it's very surreal to be on the other end.
I've wanted to have you on for a while. But first of all, thank you for being one of our faithful listeners. And to everyone out there who's listening right now, I want to say thank you for being a faithful listener, because this podcast is possible because you guys and the great feedback we're getting. And actually, Chloe, you're one of the people who writes me on a regular basis talking about what you like. And but as a host, that helps me a lot to know what's important and what matters to you guys and how we can continue to make interesting episodes to help artists become fearless. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, Chloe, you are the essence of a fearless artist.
Oh my goodness. Thank you.
You've been with us at TFA for, 4 years, I believe. Can you please intro yourself to our audience and maybe give some context as to what we're doing? It is currently midnight, and we're recording an episode in our hotel room.
11:53 to be exact.
In Portugal. That's what we're doing right now.
It's literally my dream come true. We're just gallivanting around in Portugal.
I'm forcing you to record a podcast episode at midnight because I need an episode released for next week. And my podcast producer was like, "You're behind." I'm like, "Chloe, we're doing
right place, right time.
We're doing an episode right now.
Place, right time." Yeah, it's my favorite thing ever. I listen to it all the time, and I just find it really uplifting. And it's a pleasure to be here and chat. And okay, so the Fearless Artist origin story, is that what we're looking for?
Your story.
Okay.
Who are you?
Oh, right. Hi. Can you tell this is my first ever podcast interview?
Are you first guest?
Yes.
First time being a guest? Okay.
Yes.
Well, this is great because you're going to need a lot of practice because big news, everybody. Chloe is releasing her own podcast.
Yes.
Pianists Not Practicing, which is also what we're doing right now. We're not practicing. It's midnight and we're in our hotel room.
Yes. Okay. Chloe Weston, Canadian pianist, largely classical. And I've been really enjoying working with the Fearless Artist for many years now. I think that it came to me at a time when I really needed it. And I don't know, was it 2020, 2021? And I was done with school, which I think is a huge transition period for a lot of musicians.
Yeah.
You're used to such a group community like built in around you. I think anybody in school, not just musicians.
It was the biggest thing I missed leaving school is the people, the community.
Yeah, me too, because I'm a big, let's go to dinner, let's hang out, let's go to concerts with people, and it's already built in with school. So I had moved back home, which has a smaller musician community.
And your bachelor's was in?
London.
Mm-hmm.
Ontario in Canada. And then I had studied in the U.S. for a little bit at Indiana University. And then I moved home during the pandemic.
And home, Ontario.
Yes, Northern Ontario. It's gorgeous, but less busy, like a smaller community than I was used to, for sure. And especially in the classical sphere. There were a lot of different factors happening, leaving school, moving home, pandemic. There were a lot of things happening. And I love community. I love coming together with people who are as fired up as I am to do things and create things and feel like you're not the only one out there trying to make something happen in this career, which is already, very nebulous, I would say. There's not really a one track that people follow other than the stereotypes that don't really exist anymore. So yeah, a lot of searching for a path or finding my own way, and feeling like I really want to get out there and perform. I really want to start taking myself seriously as an artist, because I had been, playing forever. I didn't start playing super young, but I, been playing for a long time and had a lot of different jobs in music, like doing collab, accompanying a lot of people, where I was really lucky to go to a university where there was a lot of singers, a lot of instrumentalists, and the accompanist market was freelance. So it's like whoever you get to have. And I had the amazing luck to work with some amazing profs to learn how to collaborate and play with others. So that was really great. So that was kind of my first kind of music job, playing with others and coaching and, teaching piano, and then a lot of repetiteur kind of stuff. But after I had finished at IU, I was like, hey, I want to play solo rep. I want to really, and chamber as well. But I really wanted to have more of that versus just collab repertoire as work for a job.
Yeah.
And that's a tough thing to navigate on your own. Hence, you're on the internet and you find the Fearless Artist. What is this? And actually, I had heard from you from someone, a friend of mine, who had a one-off coaching with you.
Who was it?
A friend of mine.
I'm not gonna say. Okay, sure. Fair enough.
But she was getting a coaching from you, and you had just started.
Uh-huh.
And she said that you were a Canadian pianist. And I was like, what? Who is this? So I
We did a lot of calls in the beginning.
Yeah. And I looked you guys up, and I was like, well, this seems really cool. Having meetings. And at that time during the pandemic, everything was, let's have a Zoom meeting about it. Everything connection I had to the outside world, like everybody else, I was doing all kinds of classes online.
Yeah.
So this was just another thing.
We did some free workshops back then in 2020, just getting people together to talk about okay, how are we going to navigate this shutdown season?
Yep.
And try to mitigate some of the fear that was coming. I remember there's so much fear. People were saying crazy things like, we're never going to have live concerts ever again. Those were real things being spoken out loud. And it was so much uncertainty, so much that we didn't know, and it was okay, let's focus on what we can do right now. I just wanted to kind of gather people and rally the troops in a sense. What was the first thing you did with us? Was it the sprint, or you came into the fast forward? Because fast forward didn't start. It's been 4 years now that we've had the monthly membership.
It might have been Mastermind.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, there are three ways that we help people now, for anybody new who's listening. Mastermind was at the time, we only did it for 3 months at a time.
Yes.
I got to ask you who was in your group back then.
Well, I'm trying to remember, and I'm having a really hard time. And I honestly don't even remember what was my, how back then it was
We
more
made
project
project
based.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what my project was at the time. It's all a blur.
Yeah.
But it did get the ball rolling for me, seeing other people doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
Getting out there and playing, just being around that. We were talking about that just 20 minutes ago, how important it is to be around people who are inspiring you or doing what you want to be doing, just a couple steps ahead of you.
Yeah.
And being the small fish in a bigger pond for me is really motivating.
I was about to say, if you moved home to Northern Ontario, as an Albertan, I think I can say this without offending, but these communities that we grew up in, once you go out and you study in the big world, and then you go home, you're wait a second, I don't belong here. I need to keep pushing for that level that I know I'm capable of. And it's so easy to shrink back into that old version of yourself, or maybe the level that you used to play at, or what people think is, and you play anything and they think you're amazing. And you're no, I know that I can be this. And if you come back, it's so easy to fall back into that. Was that your experience? I know every time I go home to Grand Prairie, I have to remind myself, hang on a second, don't backslide while you're here.
Yeah. A little bit of that, but also I was never a pianist when I was at home.
Okay.
I moved away for school when I was 17.
Oh, okay.
And then,
okay. That's different.
But all my training was away.
Okay.
I lived away from home for a long time, 15 years or whatever. And then, so at home, my home life was family and vacation.
Okay.
You know, so I didn't have really a music network there.
Okay.
But it's really interesting, and I don't know if we want to go down this road yet, but in the most unlikeliest of times and the most unlikeliest of circumstances, if that's a word, it is now. I did find a community there, and I got my first big hotshot solo gigs there.
Okay. Great.
Just because,
Is that the orchestra gigs you're talking about?
yeah,
Okay.
like a soloist with orchestra,
Yeah.
which was a big deal to me. And I would love to look at the data on this, like the timing exactly, because I remember, like, I must have been in Fearless Artist for a little bit, and this whole concept of showing up, taking yourself seriously as an artist, showing up as you want to be, not necessarily what you think you are right now, but like where you're going.
Yeah.
And I literally asked for my first concerto gig. I said, hey, I was playing with the orchestra a lot as keyboard in the orchestra.
Oh yeah, I
Like
remember this.
in the group, in the ensemble. And which was lovely and fun, but very easy. Like it's just like a few notes here, a few notes there, you know? So I go to a concert because I'm going to all the North Bay Symphony concerts. Like I like to go and support and be part of that community, because that was pretty much the thing that was there for me as far as classical music is concerned. So I go, and my piano teacher from when I first started, and she didn't teach me for very long because she was like, oh, she's really into this. Let's give her to someone else, and gave me to like a more serious teacher. But
Which also speaks highly of her that
yes,
she recognizes that. 'Cause
I
some teachers would just hang on to you. Yeah.
I owe my entire life to that woman.
Oh,
She's such a lovely human. And so she was in the audience, and I said, you know, how do I play soloist with this orchestra? And she's like, no, I said, who do I talk to? She's like, oh, you talk to me, I'm on the board. And I was like, what? And I didn't know that she was on the board. It was the most casual ask ever. I didn't like think about it. Like, obviously it's in my mind, I want to do it
That's
all
for
the
what
time.
you want.
Yes. And then it just kind of, oh, Chloe, you want to play with orchestra? Okay, sure. What do you want to play?
And they wouldn't have known if you hadn't have said something.
Exactly. They didn't know that that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
Even though to me it's so obvious. Like, of course I want that. And
Any
they don't know.
orchestra's listening, phone us.
Yes. Like, and so, you know, after a pandemic, after an injury, I'm like at home, and that's when I get my biggest breakthrough. And from there, it's just built.
Yes.
And snowballed, and like more and more gigs that I want are happening because I'm doing more of them, so people see me doing them, so I get asked to do more, or and simultaneously I'm asking for more because that worked that one time.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that being in Fearless Artist and being, you know, brainwashed, hey, ask for what you want. Go for what you want. You can make the career of your dreams. What's that tagline? You can have the career of your dreams. What is it?
You have what it takes to build the career of your dreams.
Exactly. So all the brainwashing really works. And
Have you ever had a podcast guest tell me outright that I'm brainwashing them before?
in an amazing way. In an amazing way. I talk about that all the time, like positive brainwashing versus negative brainwashing.
I've had multiple people tell me that they hear my voice in their head.
Exactly. And what an honor is that?
Yeah, it is.
You know?
True, yeah. I'm like, as long as I'm telling you to do the right thing.
Yeah, and I think that's true. Like, you know, people hate on affirmations. I don't know. I have this one like list of these sentences that I've repeated to myself for the past like few years, and now it pops up in there unsolicited.
We ruminate all the time on negative thoughts.
That's what I'm saying.
Why would we not meditate on what's possible?
Yeah, and so now it's switched around, and instead of ruminating on the negative things, which is negative brainwashing yourself, because half the time it's not true.
Right.
You know, like
Exactly.
Okay, so I could just do it in this way that actually helps me and makes me feel good, and it's amazing. It sticks.
Absolutely. I mean, the argument for affirmations is you're either believing a lie that's not true. Like, let's say, like, you feel like you're a piece of crap because you didn't prepare for, you know, let's say 5 lessons that you have in 1 week. So I'm like, that's not true. But you were thinking that. So instead, you could think, like, the opposite of that, which is a positive version, which would help you. It would motivate you to take action. It would motivate you to show up in a different energy and therefore be different, right? It's not about just sitting around doing nothing and telling yourself you're awesome. It's about the action that's going to happen as a result of you saying, no, I'm taking myself seriously. I'm showing up fully engaged. I'm here to give what I have to give. I mean, that's the reason why we tell our beliefs first and then we act accordingly. And so many musicians, I mean, were criticized from day one. So we get programmed to think,
well, and just
never good enough.
Human brains in general. There's always this negativity bias. It's just pervasive. That's just how it's built. So you have to be consciously doing the opposite.
Hey everybody, real quick, I just want to say that if you are struggling to post on Instagram, first of all, you are not alone. Most musicians are sitting there scrolling and not knowing what they would actually post about. Second of all, if that's you, then I have a free gift for you. It is our free guide, 10 golden rules to posting on Instagram as a classical musician. If you follow these 10 rules, you will grow, you will get more followers, you will get more views, you will know what hashtags to use, you will write captions that are interesting, and you will build an audience. And guess what a bigger audience gives you? More concerts. That's right, everybody. So all you need to do is DM us on Instagram at the Fearless Artist Mastermind. Just write golden and we will send you our free guide. Hope you love it, and thanks for listening. So going back to you building, because you have had a number of breakthroughs in the last few years. Your content strategy has also helped reinforce that, right? So if you're asking in person, because a lot of people get work in real life, like you're saying, you ask someone who's on the board, she says, great, I'll talk to my people. Then you went after your content strategy. How has that helped with your, ecosystem, let's say, of career?
Yes. I think it's so helpful. I look at it as like a living resume. That's how I like to approach it in certain ways. One aspect of it is this living resume part. So everything that I love to do and I enjoy doing, I like work-wise, I document it and I share it because usually I'm really fired up about it. I'm like really happy about it or really proud about it or I feel like I got to gush about all these people who like helped me get there or helped me like perform that gig or
a composer that composed a concerto for you.
Yes. My gosh. Like just really cool. So I love to share that. And then it's kind of like the positive brainwashing aspect as well, because, okay, so now I'm building this body of work, this living resume as you scroll through like, oh, wow. Okay. Did this. And I think not only does it help me recognize and remember, like, oh, yeah, like, good things are happening here. Exactly. Good things are happening. And, maybe it's not everything you want yet. That's okay. Life is very long. But at least you're seeing it, Okay, great. But the big thing about it is that, okay, so I haven't spoken to my professor from an old school for 5 years, but she follows me on Instagram. So when I met up with her 2 weeks ago, she knows everything I've been up to.
Amazing.
And she's not only like happy to connect with me and see me, because otherwise we wouldn't get to see each other because we live so far away. So she was so kind and like, oh, I'm so happy to see you doing well. Yeah. I'm happy to see that you're playing. I'm happy to see that you're happy. But also, this is the kind of stuff that you're doing, which is really cool. And from that, I have for sure gotten offers for concerts and for gigs, or hey, like, I see you're doing this kind of stuff. Do you want to do this with me? Because I feel like you would be good at it if you like this. Or like if you're really into weird new contemporary stuff. Okay, I got something for you.
Exactly.
And what's, what we were saying earlier about asking for what you want, like people don't know what you're doing.
Exactly.
Or they don't know what you want unless you say, hey, I'm out here and I'm trying to make a solo career happen. So, or chamber music, whatever you want.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like, it's solo and it's chamber and it's collaborating with new composers and a little bit of adjudicating, like, and
yes,
people are finding out that I'm doing this
exactly
that through social media, and it's hilarious because I think there was so much resistance for me at the beginning, and I understand why there is because I feel all of those things, but it's just the facts are there, like the evidence is there, which is kind of annoying because you can't refute it, and even Facebook.
Oh, I hate that it works.
I know, it's annoying. Even Facebook, like my old old professors, old colleagues. It's really cool. And I think for me, I think it's a two-faced coin. Like when you're looking at other people's social media, you can either be really demoralized, or for me, a lot of the time, I love it because I'm in a literal location where there's not friends of mine doing stuff, but I see them in my phone that they are doing, so I don't feel like I'm the only one out here because they're trying this and they're trying this, and I have messages from other pianists or other musicians like, thank you for posting that, like that made me feel seen, or I'm so happy to see you doing this, like you're inspiring me to step back from teaching and play a little bit more, or and I don't have a big following, like really, it's very small in the grand scheme of things, but it feels
engaged community.
Meaningful to me.
Yeah, it is.
Because the stuff is meaningful to me. Because the content
people
is meaningful to me.
Telling you in person and through messages that what you post matters, and whether you have 30 followers or
and it's also a huge gratitude practice too, because you're looking and every time you have to make a post, you have to process like, okay, how did I feel about this, and what did I learn from this, and it forces you to sit down and one way is in a gratitude journal, writing that down. One way is chatting to your friends or your family, like, because I do that too. Like I go home and I just gush about like, this happened, and we created this, and that concerto in Calgary with my composer friend Mark Lamacher. He wrote me this brand spanking new concerto just for me, and the Kensington Symphonia in Calgary. It was just an incredible experience, and I get to go home and gush to my family about it, but I also get to share it with my people who aren't literally with me. And I think for me anyway, as a musician, your community is all over the place. Like you've studied with pianists that are all over the world now. And instead of losing touch with them, like you would back in the day, maybe now I get to, hey, what is this person doing these days? Like, are they playing? Like, what are they doing? How are they doing? I like being able to reach across the world in that way.
Yeah. The most obvious example. Exact. Yeah, please.
Yeah. So we're here right now in Portugal because I met Michelle 5 years ago or whatever, 4 years ago
on Instagram.
So
this is the first time we're meeting in real life.
Yes.
And we have zero catching up to do or getting to know each other because we've been hanging out, talking, working together for now 4 years.
Yeah. Very cool.
Our friendship started a long time ago. So that, and I had another friend, pianist that I have followed from Australia, and she's over in Europe doing summer master classes, and same thing. She came to my city just to meet me. We hang out for the day. There's nothing to like get to know you. It's like, I already know you. We've already voice DM'd. We already we know each other's personalities. I've watched your stories for 4 years. Like we know, you get to know people who matter. And then it just builds, our network, we were talking about this at dinner, our networks are crucial. So we can expand our network so easily by spending time investing in the right type of people.
And connecting with people like, oh man, I just like her vibe.
Yes.
And then I reach out, and then you get to work together or be inspired by them, or it's pretty inspiring most of the time.
So speaking of inspiration, why don't you tell us about your new podcast?
Okay. So this has been something that, again, I've been listening to podcasts for a long time, and I think in my situation they've been really crucial in keeping me motivated, keeping me on track, what other artists are doing. I'm just obsessed with what are other artists doing? How are they doing it? How are they making it work? What are their thought process behind? That's why I love the Fearless Artist as well, because you get to not, like I think when you see people from the outside, you don't really know what they're thinking or how it's going for them. But breaking through that barrier, and either through connecting at the TFA or listening to podcast interviews where people are telling you the behind the scenes story of like, I had a concert at Carnegie Hall. How did you do that? I want to do that. How did you do that? And I've always been very Snoopy, and I've always asked people like, hey, so what's up with that? And that's been something that people have called me out for. Like, you ask way too many questions. Like, can you chill?
Oh, really?
Can you chill, please?
I've never gotten that impression from you.
Maybe because we're both like that. I don't know.
Did you say Snoopy? Okay.
So
This is the first podcast guest I had who's like insulting me.
No,
You call me Snoopy.
Okay. And like even like it started in the practice room hallway at school. Like I'm practicing in my room and you're practicing in your room, and then we come into the hallway like, hey, what are you working on? What are you doing in there? How's it going with your teacher? Oh, like this was really hard for me. How did you tackle that? Or like what fingering are you using? Like just that kind of, vibing together. And then as I've gotten older, it's become like phone calls with friends like across the world. Like, hey, like how are you doing? Like TFA, but just, on the phone with this friend. And so this combination of like hearing people on these podcast episodes, what they're doing behind the scenes, and then my natural like asking all these people questions and the conversations that I would have, I was thinking, people like I'm benefiting so much from this. Like there are other artists out there who would benefit from these convos. Like how are you doing this, and all the behind the scenes of what it takes to be a musician now, the mental prep, the physical prep. Like I think there's so many aspects of it that sometimes people don't realize that you're not the only one doing it, or you're not the only one with an injury. You're not the only one who is learning how to meditate because you really need to get out of your own way when you're performing. You're not the only one who feels like, oh, how do I even pitch a concert? You're not the only one. So when I hear things like that on podcasts, I'm so fired up. I'm so motivated to work and try new things that I wanted to make one of my own. And the name came from a couple of those factors, like Pianists Not Practicing, hanging out in the hallway, but also came from, okay, so you're injured and you're a pianist and you can't play right now. What does that make you? Are you a pianist anymore?
Okay, yeah.
Can you be a pianist again? So this was a couple of years ago when this name was percolating around in my head. And I just thought it was really funny.
So I know from what you shared with me, I mean, I love the name, I love the concept, but like you had so much resistance to starting this podcast. So for everyone listening who has something that they want to start, a lot of people tell me in our coachings, like, oh, I want to write a blog, I want to start a YouTube channel, I want to start posting consistently, or I want to pitch, or I want to put myself out there in whatever way, shape, or form. I have all of this resistance. Talk a little bit about your resistance and then how you're actually pulling the plug, like you're doing this.
Okay. Yeah. So first of all, yes, I understand the resistance. I feel the resistance. You're not alone in that. That's for sure. I think, many factors. So being surrounded by amazing people in TFA, doing things, putting themselves out there, seeing other people do it.
Okay. Yeah. And I mean, on the calls, we have that moment where everyone shares projects that are going well.
Yeah.
So at that moment, you mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you personally, like making a podcast after a while of not having one, like growing in
You were one
ways.
of the people who told me that you would be interested in listening.
There you go.
And your voice, like that was one of the reasons that I felt comfortable starting.
Exactly.
You were like, you need a podcast.
Yes. So not only other people doing those things, but having people in your ear saying that you can.
Yeah.
And that positive brainwashing that took a couple years to kick in. Like, oh, I could just try it. And I have another friend named Michelle, who's also incredible.
It's the open score.
And
we like
shout out. Oh, Michelle Lau, incredible. And, she struck me, it was just a couple weeks ago, where she was like, you're never going to find out unless you just try. And I think
if you never try, you never know.
Oh, God, exactly. And I think there's a lot of resistance for me because, like, all kinds of things. Like, oh, am I going to say something silly? Am I going to be held to something I say and I can never take it back? Like, I don't want to, But these are all really fearful sentences.
Irrational fear, yeah.
And things that really boil down to fear of being seen.
Yeah.
And I think that a huge aspect of it for me has been, and that's in playing too. I think there was always this misconception for me growing up that a lot of pianists out there, they don't feel fear anymore when they perform.
Right.
Which maybe there are some who don't, but I've met and worked with a lot of like very high-level professionals who do.
Well, you just finished saying that Yuja was scared about that concerto.
Exactly. Check one. She hadn't played it in 10 years. And she's like, ooh, it's on the Rolex commercial or something. And, I feel like it's my first time because I haven't played Check one. And this is Yuja Wang.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That misconception that people don't feel fear, and then that allows them, then you can do it. And I think the cliche of feel the fear and do it anyway, I think that's literally what's getting me through this.
That book changed my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And also the other huge thing I think is having people in your corner.
Yes.
So you're in my corner and you hooked me up with Pokey. And
shout out to Pokey, my producer. Woo!
Yes.
Our producer. He's now our podcast producer.
Still in him. And if I didn't have him in my corner supporting me and guiding me and helping me, if I didn't have people like you supporting me and helping me, I think that's there's so much power in that.
Yeah.
Being around people that are encouraging you and guiding you. And if you don't know how to do something, somebody else out there
has
does.
Done
like,
it. Yeah.
And I'm not an audio editor, and I don't know what I'm doing with tech and like all these stuff. I don't need to know how to do that. I'm gonna get someone who loves doing that and who's really good at that and who doesn't want to chat for days, So I'll be the chatty one, and they'll do all the behind the scenes stuff, and they'll excel at that, and I'll excel at this. So
stay in your lane.
Yeah. Like do what you're really good at, and ask for help on the things that you're not so good at, or you don't have time to do, because that's another fear thing I had. Like, I want to be the best player I can be. Is this just going to be too distracting and wasting my time?
Yeah.
But we're launching, and we'll see. Like, maybe I'll change my mind eventually, which is another huge thing. I feel like, I have to know how it's going to go before I do it. And I have to know it's going to go really well before I try.
Oh, man.
But this whole concept of like
the cheat code to life.
Yeah, try it, see how it goes. But all these fears are getting in your way. And then when I actually started doing interviews, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do an interview and see if I like it. Like, I hadn't even hit up Pokey yet, I don't think. And it was really fun. And I was like, I like this. And then I had to get some music to go on it. And I was like, I would love to work with this composer friend of mine in LA. I'm going to ask him to make me something. So like the collab, the fun that I have, that I do like in performances and gigs and concerts of like working with other people, like that's why concertos are the best, because it's not just you. Like a lot of great solo stuff, but it's not just you. So that aspect of getting to work with friends who are really good at what they do. So he made me this incredibly sick beat. His name is Ankar Makapadai. And I told him what I wanted and what I envisioned, and he just like, silver platter, perfection, like, first try, in like a day. I was like, wow, Ankar, thank you so much. And it's so sick. And then I got to, okay, now I have to make a photo. So all of these things, and then I made one and I thought it was hilarious. And just like taking myself a little less seriously. And it's a creative outlet that doesn't have all of the baggage of what performing does.
Yeah, that's why a lot of us have a second instrument, because there's no trauma with a second instrument.
But
you can just be free.
It's good on both sides, because it's like, it's fun, creative, that's different. And I've always felt that, like, I want to make something. And I didn't know how or what way. And there's going to be many ways, I'm sure. But this is one way that's a really creative, fun thing to make. But it also, on the flip side, reminds me that, like, you could be having this much fun with all your serious classical rep, you know? You could let that go a little bit.
I think of that a lot.
Yeah. And I'm sure. Still having so much cross-genre stuff.
Exactly. So when I play like a Coldplay show, I'm having the time of my frickin' life. Yeah. I'm like, why can I not bring this feeling into a classical show? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because I'm worried about everything. Like, I'm stressed about every note.
And it has to be this way.
Has to be perfect.
Yes. Yeah. Meanwhile, the best artists that we see are usually having fun and usually having spontaneity in their performance.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to apply that now more to the other side of what I do, playing and performing. So it's been very, and this is just the beginning. So like, who knows how it'll go. And
Oh, I already know how it's gonna go. You're gonna have merch. You're gonna
we have plans for merch.
You're gonna have like pink sparkly T-shirts
Another
that say
thing.
"Pianists Not Practicing." We're gonna have coffee mugs.
Yes.
Okay, when you get big, you're gonna be bigger than this podcast.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Um,
And we'll see. We'll see how it goes, and it'll be fun and something different, and yeah.
So if you're listening, please go check out Pianists Not Practicing. Chloe, what's one of the most fun things you've learned in the last year about yourself?
Oh my gosh. I just think I'm trying to really appreciate when I put myself out there and appreciate when you're trying something new. And just, I love that the older I get, I'm realizing that life is really long and I have all this time to try things and learn things. And how lucky am I to get to like spend my life listening to and playing and learning and being surrounded by like gorgeous music and really great people. Like that's what your life is going to look like.
We said that today. I mean, we're in Portugal studying with incredible faculty. We heard an amazing piano recital tonight, Schubert impromptus and Schumann fantasy.
And that's your life?
Yeah. We're in we're in Porto.
It's just ridiculous.
Great food. Yeah. Good conversations with other musicians, being inspired, being around people who are also going after their dreams.
And just focusing on all of that instead of the negative flip side, which you could focus on.
Yeah.
This is not very much fun, I've learned. I've done it.
Yeah.
It's not very much fun.
Focusing on the flip side, you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Or the flip side itself. Mm-hmm. I know sometimes when I'm home and I have to practice, it's hard. It's hard to not practice surrounded by other people practicing. Mm-hmm. And I think that there's Ray Chen developed an app specifically for that. Have you tried that app yet?
No.
Okay. So it's like supposed to simulate the effect of people practicing around you. And I'm like, I think that's literally the thing that I miss the most. Because at home, it's so hard to put like a proper routine in place. But here, because we have like, concerts in the evening, we've got our fixed lessons, like there's like a schedule that you have to fit. So then you've got to fit in your time. But at home, sometimes having too much time or like an open day to plan in yourself is way more difficult than if you had certain blocks that have to get done.
Yeah. And I've grown a lot with that actually. And I think, there's so many things that have helped me. And one of them is learning to schedule your day around things that you really enjoy, having people in my life who are checking in on my practicing. Hey, what do you do? What are you working on? How are your deadlines? I love plans. I love schedules. I love making them. Sticking to them is hard, but making them is fun. And I think that
the concert's always the deadline.
Yes.
No, it should be a month before the concert is the deadline.
Yeah. But I've made I'm so lucky that like I didn't have a piano growing up. I had a keyboard until I left for university.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So when I got a piano in 2020, when it was a pandemic, and I was like, okay, well, we have no instrument here. Like, I got to get one. Having my own instrument at home, nobody is fighting me for it. Like, oh, got to hunt down a room. I got to get there at like 8 a.m. Like the stress of that. Oh my God. So I have this gorgeous instrument at home that's available to me at all times. And I've made my studio like the most cozy, ridiculous. Everything is fur. Everything is like not real fur, like shag carpet, shag, warm, cozy blankets. Like everything is cute and cozy. And I think a huge part of that is like, if you're injured and you can't play, and then I remember thinking, if I ever get the chance to play again, I'm going to get over this fear and I'm going to enjoy playing because I missed it. I couldn't believe how debilitating it was to not play and how depressed I was and how much I missed it. And I was like, yo, if I ever get to play again, I'm going to marinate in it. So now I do have a really different view for practicing. I think I still have a bit to go in performing. Like I try, like joy is the point, fun is the point. Everybody's going to love it. Like, and I think that's such a difference between school and the real world. Like when I'm playing in something like this, like an academic kind of setting, way more pressure. when you're playing for people out in the world, it's like it goes back to what it's really about.
Connection.
Yeah, and loving the music and them like soaking it up and loving it too. And you can have that in an academic setting. And when I tap into it, it's great. You know, every once in a while it's like, oh, I'm missing the point here.
Yeah.
And you just got to plug back into
in our
it.
heads. Yeah.
So that feeling, I'm much better at getting to it now than I used to.
That's why I feel like Candlelight has been so healing for me.
Yeah.
Like just trying to heal this perfectionism, because I literally can do basically no wrong, and this audience will love me because they're not an educated audience, but they deeply love and care, and they're touched emotionally. And I was like, oh yeah, connection, sharing beauty, sharing my gift. If I'm at like an 80% or 100%, they don't know.
Yeah.
I know. And I have like, I want to be 100% every time. But, you know.
But also, the big guys who are playing 350 concerts a year, they're not 100% every night either. You know?
True.
Like, it's impossible. You can't be 100% all the time.
True.
It's not how it works. But if the joy for it is bringing you back, if you're able to get back to it, you know? And I think that's what's happening with practice for me. It's like, I get to practice instead of I have to practice, which is a huge difference for me.
That's good. I'm glad that works.
Huge difference. Yeah. And learning new rap and like, ooh, now I'm going to try this. I just,
So what's something that you're looking forward to after the festival's over?
Okay. So in October, I'm going to go for my first American gig officially.
Cool.
And I'm going to be playing in Texas with my amazing friend Elizabeth Newkirk on her really cool series. It's called Archetype of Man. And we're going to be doing a piano duo concert. We're going to be doing Revel Lavals, which is such a banger. And she recorded it for solo.
Oh,
already.
Fun.
So she like really knows it. So I'm really excited to like pick her brain. You guys should check out her album. It's called The Americanist. It's so cool. The art on it is amazing as well.
We should really sight read it together this week.
Oh, God.
Just get you.
Yeah. And we're also going to do Mio Scaramouche as well.
Fun.
And then there's like a philosophy lecture with it. It's going to be really cool. Yeah. So that's after I get home from Porto. It's like full on Laval's time. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, it's really cool. Well, we love having you in Fast Forward. You know that.
Thank you.
And
I
being
love being
part
there.
of being part of
Yeah.
TFA. And since you've been with us from the beginning, is there anything that you've seen change over time that you've noticed, remarked, appreciated?
Yeah, I think it's gotten so big now. I think there's so many more people in there, which is really exciting. I love that there's 2 meetings a month now. I feel like we're closer than ever because we're seeing each other more often. I think the community vibe has just really grown on Slack. People connecting, we were talking about that today, like people connecting outside of TFA time. Like, it's just so cool. You get to make these friends who are doing really cool stuff, and then you get to connect with them and then collaborate with them even, or meet up in real life. Like I did that with another really good friend of ours in TFA.
Actually, there was 4 of us tonight at the concert in a row that were all fearless artists. And I was like, oh, this is like a cool moment.
That?
Yeah.
How cool is that? And I just, this is the time where I say, I can't thank you enough for everything that you're doing. I really think you're making like this mammoth impact on people. And I don't think you realize all the time how big it is. Like 15K, no biggie. But I just think for people like me who are out here like trying to do it as well, I think it's imperative to have you out here. Like, you're like at the front, like, we can do it. And I just think like everybody's just like, yes, we can. And I can't tell you how meaningful it's been for me, and how like I was so like, you know, a lot of other factors. I was like, there's a lot of stuff going on for me in my life, but this like beacon of, you know what, this is possible, and people are out here trying, and you're like a small town Canadian girl, and it just made it even more like, well, shit, this is possible, I think. And it just kind of, and I knowing even when, you know, you're so busy you can't make the calls, or I haven't been able to log in or whatever, like just knowing that you're out there doing it is enough support. Like, okay, someone else is out here too. And it's been so meaningful to me, and it is incredibly, I just need you to know that that's the impact you're having on people. And I want you to feel like really good about that.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah.
I just wanted to take this opportunity because I feel like you never really get to thank people who are impacting your life that much, like in person and for them to really feel it. And I know that my words can't really do it justice, but I'm trying to. And I want to feel that and know that and go forward. Like whenever it's really tough, be like, okay, no, we know it's making a difference. We have proof now. It's on tape. And video
At midnight 30.
Yeah.
No, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Of course.
It's really amazing. And
No brainer.
I think the thing that has kept me personally going to in the hardest moments is this community and thinking of, you and Mari and Omar and Pokey and Kendra and seeing people grow and seeing the lights turn on and people like start to get it. Like, you have what it takes and hearing the projects and seeing, even Jason has come in quite recently to the community, and then he said something clicked in him, and he started to get it. And like he went for the pitches, and he put on a concert, and he had a lot of great response. People come, and one thing leads to another in this career. And if you don't have the confidence or the know-how to get going, then those things don't come. So then you think, I'm not good enough, and everyone
There's
else,
something about me.
something's wrong with me.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't get this. But it's like, we gotta dig. And then like suddenly things start like popping up. You're like, wait, what? This was here the whole time. And I didn't know.
Yes.
And we wouldn't have known if we hadn't have kept going. I mean, also, with TFA, it's like, we didn't know that we would get fast forward to a place where it's like this thriving community.
Yeah.
Like I could leave and it would still function on its own, which is the ultimate. Like you want to build something that's bigger than you. And we kind of had that test with Deanna. Like she just did her third mat leave and she was gone. And it was like, okay, are we going to survive this? Because the last couple times was a little bit rocky, And this time it was like we actually grew through it. And that's thanks to our team. And anyway, I'll save this all for the solo episode coming up. And also, speaking of the power of people, I mean, we're sitting here at 12:30 because of Pokey. So Pokey, thank you for supporting this podcast and getting the episodes out on time and telling me, SOS text, we have nothing in the bank. So go record something with Chloe.
All of your technical expertise and your encouragement. Pokey will just be like, great idea.
Yeah.
This looks great. And meanwhile, I'm like melting, like, is this photo good enough? Like, I don't know. I'm not a photographer. And meanwhile, he's like, yes. Like people like that. Exactly. Like
you got to choose your people.
Yeah. Really good people. If you have good people
there
around
are
you.
good people out there.
Yeah.
Thank you for being a fearless artist, for being one of the good people.
Thank you for having me. I'm really honored. And I'm so happy to be part of it. And I'm so happy that it's just like, oh, this is possible and this can be fun. Like, just go do it.
Go do it.
Stuff.
And everybody listening, please go follow Chloe's new podcast, Pianists Not Practicing.
Yes.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for being on the show. And follow us on Spotify, Apple. You can leave a review. And if you loved the episode, take a screenshot, share it to your stories. It means so much. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you on the next episode of The Fearless Artist. Bye. Bye. Thank you for listening to the Fearless Artist podcast. If you found today's episode inspiring, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to share this podcast with a friend. To join our membership or one of our coaching programs, visit our website at thefearlessartistmastermind.com. This episode was produced by Pokey Huang at phMediaStudios in New York City. We're Deanna and Michelle, encouraging you to create your own opportunities and to go after what you want. You have what it takes to build the career of your dreams. Until next time, be fearless.